Hey guys, Cubehamster here, back with part 3 of the ultimate slimestone tutorial, or SlimeBlock tutorial. Last episode we created this monstrosity and we talked about sequential piston mechanics. And this episode I actually want to talk about movable buttons and movable wirings. The kind of stuff that we have in Mega Gargantua, where you use a flint and steel to update a piston and then to activate some sort of mechanism, and that mechanism can be whatever you want. So I hope you all enjoy. Let's get going. So this video is about movable switches, movable triggers, movable toggles, but before we can go there, we actually have to take a step back and look at something that we discussed in part 1 of this tutorial series, which is this block update detector. I'm just updating the piston with my flint and steel now. You have to make sure that there's a solid block here. If there's not, you get this horrible piston behavior where you have to click frantically in order to get it to stop. Or you can just destroy the piston. But yeah, you don't want that, so you should probably try and avoid that. Oh my god, I'm dumb. There we go. Okay, let's try and avoid that. But yeah, this is a block update detector, but it is actually so much more. Because if you place a sticky piston here, this thing, together with a sticky piston, actually functions like a T flip-flop. And I can also go and do it down here. Or if I'm really crazy, I can go all the way over here and have it face up. But yeah, this is in essence a switch. But now it's kind of a matter of how do you actually move this thing? How do you attach this to a flying machine, and how are you able to activate it? And also, if you have some sort of mechanism that this is going to activate, how do you actually send the signal from this switch or trigger all the way to your weaponry or whatever? And that's exactly what this video is about. But let's first talk about how you can actually move these things. So to show the transporting, I am going to use one of these slow caterpillars that we used in part 2 of this tutorial series. And yeah, like I added a little redstone block at the bottom just to be able to trigger something. And the thing is, in order to move these things, you actually need another moving block update detector. We showed this in part 1 of the tutorial series, because whenever you move one of these, the moment it stops moving, it's going to extend. And that is extremely useful, because that means that if I activate my engine, whenever it gets pushed, it's going to create a little air gap here. And that's exactly what we need, because what it allows for is that whenever it gets moved, I can now toggle this piston by just lighting it with the flint and steel. And if I just stop the engine now, that means that if I can somehow manage to have like a sticky piston here, or maybe you know, below here, I can now pretty much yeah, I can pretty much toggle this piston and change the configuration of my machine. And this doesn't even have to be below. Like, you can move this redstone block anywhere, because the only thing I have to take into account is that this piston, when it extends after moving, it cannot go over the 12 block push limit. As you can see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I mean, I could have this 2 blocks out here if I wanted to. So there's a lot of there's a lot of leeway in like how you want it to be. But yeah, you have to make sure though that this piston gets into this position simultaneously to this redstone block getting moved, or after. So what we need is, we actually need you know, a block here. And I don't know, like for just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to keep it simple. Let's just do it like this. And we'll have a block here, like that. So the way it is now, this piston and this redstone block should move simultaneously whenever this thing gets moved, which is fine. So this should start flying now. And as you can see, both the segments are moving simultaneously. But the cool thing is now, I can actually move the bottom block to do something, to activate something, or to send a signal down my machine, or send a signal to the front, whatever. This is just a toggle now, like a basic T flip-flop on a moving machine. You just have to make sure that you always activate the button after it gets moved, because if you press it while this piston is extending or while this piston is about to extend, it messes up your engine. So you have to bear that in mind. But yeah, this is quite useful, and we're gonna make it more complicated. Because obviously we don't want to move a single block, and probably we also don't want it to move directly next to our button. We might want to send the signal backwards, for instance. So what I'm about to show you, or at least try and build, is kind of a somewhat simple way of sending a signal backwards. And let's see how we're going to do this. I'm actually going to go one block lower. So the idea is that this is over the push limit, 3, 11, 12, that's way over the push limit. Is it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? I guess that would work actually. If we go like that, that should work. So what I'm trying to do is, this is still kind of the similar situation of that we had a moment ago, where these two move in sync. But what you can do is, and this is quite interesting. If I have a sticky piston here, but if I have a caterpillar here, and not just any, but let's make it kind of like quite a big one, and we keep in mind the push limits, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, this is far enough, like so. So now, I mean, this is just a caterpillar. So as soon as this moves away, it's going to update this piston, moving it forward. And that means that if I now activate my engine, this should start moving by itself. But the cool thing about these caterpillars, and they keep getting more and more awesome, is that if you one-tick pulse extend them, they actually go back into their original position. So this is a one-tick pulse, and this is like a reusable trigger. Yeah, so like there's two types of triggers you can have. You can have single-use triggers, which are extremely easy to use, because you only have to set it up so that they they work only once. But this is a multi-use trigger, so I can keep reusing it. I can actually, if I time it properly, I can actually do this while it's running as well. Seeing as I've got a pretty slow engine. You see? So that works as well. But the mind-blowing thing is that this thing here is actually okay. So wait a minute, what am I doing wrong? You can actually turn this into a one-tick pulse. The thing is though, do I want this to be a one-tick pulse? Not necessarily. I don't think, no. I want to show you that though. This is like a weird piston mechanic thing. If you have the normal piston here, so that there is a second solid block behind the initial like block it's pushing, it's going to give a a pulse. Actually, what seems to be like a double pulse. Is that correct? No, that's just a normal pulse. But if you make it so that there is an air block in front of the normal piston, this thing turns into a one-tick pulse. So you can transfer, like you can either have it be a trigger or you can have it be a toggle all the way back there. So this is now it's a one-tick pulse. And then the only thing I changed is this little air block in front of the piston. So that turns it into a one-tick pulse. But I probably want to actually show you how you can extend this signal even further. So I'm going to go with the normal pulse. Because as soon as I start using a toggle, this thing is gonna. I mean, I guess I could use it, but it's not necessary. Because what I want to try and do is I want to recreate the setup that we have here. Because if I recreate the setup we have here, we can just keep going further. And seeing as this actually uses a one-tick pulse, I guess it would make sense. Although I don't think it's really necessary. No, it's not. So I'm going to do a quick cut here and then we're going to continue. Now, to get the signal further, we actually have to create a bit of infrastructure for our wiring to like continue. I can't really separately hook something up to this now. I need a bit of structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some delay here, so that like the infrastructure of my wire kind of moves with the same speed as this redstone block. Hopefully getting into the same situation as there, and that's going to take some trial and error. And it might be recommendable that if you're messing with this, to make like a safe thing every now and then. Although with these caterpillars, there's not really actually there isn't actually that much that can go wrong, funny enough. So I'm gonna move this back just a little bit, just so we have some more space to work. And I mean, I'm just creating delay now, like we've done before a couple of times now. Just the easiest way to make some delay. Do I want it like that? Yeah, that's fine. Another one there. Oh. Okay, this is actually quite far back by the looks of it. Also, yeah, I want a delay there as well. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a piston that will be, I guess, here. And I want this to move in quite slowly. And in order to do that, I'm gonna... This is kind of trickery, but what you can do is if you place it, another slime block here, when this extends, nothing happens, only when it gets pushed forward. So I don't have to, but basically by placing it here in front, just separately, not attached to the slime block, I'm creating a situation where, like when this thing starts moving, this block stays until it actually gets pushed forward. So I'm getting rid of the back and forward movement. I only have the forward movement, which is what I want. So get rid of that. Now here I can now just attach normal slime blocks and stuff. But I guess I should just check if this is actually correct. I'm thinking this is correct, but I'm not 100% sure. So I have to look at this slime block and this redstone block and see if they are kind of in sync. Okay, so this actually moves back. So do I want more delay? Guess I might actually want more delay. Because if it moves back, that might mess things up. Will it mess things up? No, this is actually perfect. Because here's the thing. In order to activate this thing, actually I need this little gap here, because whenever I activate my button, this redstone block is actually not going to move one block, but it's going to move 2 blocks. The first block is because this piston is getting extended, and the second block is because this piston is getting extended. And this is actually also exactly the reason why I don't want the piston here, because if the piston is here, it's not going to extend twice, because it's going to pull it back immediately after this piston, the one I'm pointing at right now, extends. So now, one tick pulse, and I hope you can see it. It's actually extending twice, which is awesome. It's exactly what I want. But now here, I can create the same situation as before, where I have the signal going backward. I don't know, let's see, how long was this? This is like 7. Let's stick with 7. But we are pretty far back already with our signal, and it actually travels quite fast. So I don't think I'm going to go further than this. Or I guess maybe, just yeah, whatever. We'll see. So let's actually, so what's happening now, just for the record, I mean, this is just another caterpillar, and this block, this piston is going to get moved forward, and that's going to update this one to pull and push. So just a normal caterpillar behavior. This should work, yeah. And if I time it properly, you saw it, it activated. But like I said, the slower your engine, the more reliable this will be, and also less chance of breaking down, because this thing can mess up if you mistime the pressing of the button. The cool thing about this is it actually works when it's standing still as well. So this is like probably the best type of trigger, although getting like all the infrastructure and stuff is kind of fiddly. I think I'm going to do a quick cut here, and then we're going to have it toggle something. I don't know what yet, but we'll have it toggle something. Okay, so I know what I want to do. I'm not sure how I want to do it though, but I think what I want is it to toggle a redstone block that will push a, sorry, it will toggle a sticky piston that will push a redstone block against a TNT. That should be fairly simple. And just to show if you have a toggle, what you should probably do is change this so that it turns into a 1-tick pulse. Actually, is that important? I don't think that is even important, to be honest, because it's going to be a one-time use thing. But for the sake of it, let's do it like this. So let's just check if this still works now. It should work. Let's see why this wouldn't work. Yeah. So this is a bit more instant now. And I guess for the infrastructure we need a little bit more stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add more caterpillars, add all the caterpillars. So let's just go take this back quite a bit. Thinking about it now, seeing as this is a 1-tick pulse, I think it might actually be more beneficial to do it like this. And the reason I say that, now I want to try it like this. Sorry that I'm being inconsistent, but I'm kind of doing this on the fly, and there's a chance that it will go horribly wrong, but we'll see. I mean, this whole slimestone thing is a bit of trial and error. It's not very straightforward, I'll admit that, but you can do really cool things with it. So this should be, no, this should be there, but if it's there, will it actually do anything? No, it won't. Okay, so what I'm contemplating now, just that, like, my train of thought, if I do it like this and I activate it now, the redstone block is never ever gonna reach the piston because it's gonna interact with this piston, and this second piston will never actually extend. So in order to prevent that from happening, I have to go back to this original situation. Now if I do it like this, now it does do stuff. Let's double check that. Oh, now this is a one-tick pulse. That is interesting. I was definitely not expecting that, but that's fine. I'm not sure why this is a one-tick pulse all of a sudden, but I'll take it. Sure, why not? So yeah, so this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that correct? No, this is not correct. So here's the thing with these caterpillars. You have to assume that it's gonna grab the piston, the normal piston, and it's gonna pull it towards itself. This piston is gonna pull the piston towards itself, and then this piston has to extend, but it does not have to only push the blocks in the middle. It also has to actually push the piston. So you have to bear that in mind, and that combined with the fact that I actually want a normal block there. That's a good thing. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need 11, so this can actually push stuff. Let's double check that to see if this works. This video is probably going to turn into a two-part video, by the way. Sorry about that, but it's getting a bit late. But I'll probably record the other video tomorrow because I have time tomorrow. Do I want delay now? Do I want more delay? No. So this is something we talked about in part 1, but I'm just going to remind you guys because it's quite awesome. So if you have caterpillars like this, like so, and you update this piston with the block, these will actually go simultaneously. So if you have the normal block that's updating the piston right next to it, it will go at the same speed. So if I don't want delay, then all I have to do is place the sticky piston there, and that should do stuff. I'm thinking now, can I make this simpler somehow? Because so the thing is, I want. Oh no, I want this. I wanted this here, and I want this like that, like that. This is kind of what I want. Is that what I want? No, I want it here. 2 blocks back. Yeah. Okay. Gotta be careful with the live TNT. So get rid of that for now. Can I make this very simple? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. That's 5. No, that's going to be 7 blocks. Kind of sucks. Now, so we have to go back a bit further. It's unfortunate, but it's just how it is. It's not really an issue though. We have we don't really have any constraints when it comes to size. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 counting the piston. It's a bit sloppy. This is like the most overcomplicated TNT dropping device that I've made so far, but it shows the concept. And there is like a dozen other ways to accomplish this, but this episode only multi-use triggers and toggles. And the next episode we're going to talk about single-use triggers and probably triggers that go forward as well. It's just a proof of concept. So let's see if this does stuff. That works. That works. And now, does it actually fly? That is also a big if. I really hope it does. It's doing stuff. Okay. And can I actually trigger this while it's flying? I can. Okay, so we now have our toggleable bomb that I can toggle from the front, and that seeing as it's so close to the ground will probably blow up my. Okay, so this is a horrible idea. I'm gonna make it a bit more friendly and less explosive. I mean, if this was in the air high up, this would work just fine, but the way it is now is a horrible idea. So I can now, oh, this feels kind of sad. I can now toggle the light in the back. How cool is that? So yeah, this is part 1 of the SlimeBlock like trigger and toggle. So it's part 3 of the tutorial series, but part 1 of part 3, if that makes sense. I'm gonna stop it here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned stuff. Like always, if you're new, I doubt you're new to my channel if you're watching this video, but yeah, likes are always appreciated. And if you have any feedback or comments or questions, put them in the comments, and I'll try and answer them the best I can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.